out behind that door. He stayed with that hot doe all day, and she's leading him right to our tree. We've been driving all night, finally got here. Farmers are shelling corn, picking beans. So the crop situation's changing rapidly. We'll see what that does to the deer movement. Hopefully, it'll cut down on their living quarters, and I don't know, I'm hoping it'll make it easier. I think it will. Being familiar with this property, we already had a plan and an idea where we wanted to set up. So we had gone 2 weeks earlier and set up and spent a few days hunting, mainly to just observe deer movement while still on their summer feeding patterns. You know, here's a rub right here. We've got about 4 or 5 trails intersecting here where we put this stand up a couple of days ago. You know, we hunted here last year. We never saw this deer. And then right at the end of bow season, he shows up on trail camera. And you could just tell he had the potential to be a monster this year, a giant. And sure enough, he is. He's shown back up on the trail camera in the same area. We've backed off the bottoms by about 200 yards. I feel real good about our setup. This is where we got pictures of him last year. This is where we got pictures of him this year. The bad part is we don't have any pictures in a week and a half. I don't know if he's changed his pattern. We're just gonna have to hunt, scout, run the trail cameras, and adjust accordingly, but I like it. I like it. Just gotta put in our time. Now the area we're hunting is notorious for giant whitetails. My buddy Scott and Steve Esker, along with their friends, have taken some monsters over the last few years. As for me, I've been close, but haven't got on the board yet. We just got in the tree. We've already had one little buck come in. We're right up here on the edge of this thick, clear-cut bean field, and alfalfa and clovers right down here about 400 yards. So I'm hoping we got them in the spot where we can cut them off. We put the antler grow all over the vegetation, and this is our first set in this new setup, and so we'll see how it goes. Got a good wind, got the ozonics going. The table's set, everything's great. We just got 2 big long days of rain, and so we're setting this new spot up. We're thinking that Whiplash may be accessing these bean bottoms via these old clear cut roads. There's a big old clear cut right up here. These old logging trails, and they're just kind of grown up in weeds, and we found some big tracks and a couple big rubs up here, and it is so thick you can't walk. So I'm thinking it's probably where he's bedding at. So we're about 300 or 400 yards from the bean field. We got everything set up. We're gonna spray antler grow on all the vegetation around here, and we're gonna go home for a couple of days. Let it, settle down. It should be all ready by the time we get back. We've seen 3 bucks and 3 does so far. All but one had come in from straight downwind. Ozonics and the Breathtaker's doing a job today. We're after him. It's just awesome to be on a deer like this. He's a buck of a lifetime, and got to go through some trials and tribulations before you get to the glory part, and that's what we're experiencing right now. We've been after him several days, and makes our second trip, and who knows? It may be January before we kill him. If there's anything I've learned through the years, is that some of the best whitetail hunting is between the middle of October to the middle of November. It's just a matter of picking your best spot to hunt. So when we come back this time, we're in it for the long haul. And you can see why. New bucks start showing up, marching, and looking for a hot doe. New buck. He was cruising. Super cool deer on one side, a little weak on the other, but big buck. Had his nose to the ground, son. It's on. It's on. After seeing this new buck come by, I decided to do a little calling to see what might happen. And sure enough, coming through the brush, Whiplash. I give a few grunts. He's interested, but he's circling us. The wind shifted, and as he's circling, I scramble to turn the ozonics machine around downwind.
For some reason, he just wouldn't finish, leaving me to wonder if I'd called too much or he was just smart enough to know something wasn't right. After all, a buck doesn't get that big by being dumb. I'm not sure if I've ever had a more sick feeling than watching him disappear into the woods, wondering if that was my one shot.
We finally saw him. Rattled, grunted him in, but he wouldn't come on in. He acted like he's looking, smelling a doe. Maybe he didn't want the competition, I don't know. My goodness, he's a giant. Oh my gosh, he's unbelievable. I honestly think I'm gonna be sick. I don't know how bad Spook was shaking, but I'm telling you, I was shaking like a leaf. I thought that dude was gonna come right back down through this thicket to that rattling. "15 days in the stand. Came down to that. I don't know, I hope that's not our only chant. Sick right now."
The rest of the day, my mind was filled with thoughts and wonder, because deep down I know we usually only get one chance at a giant. And if that doesn't work, you never see him again. But somehow, we have to stay positive and push on. Day 16 after Whiplash. Had an awesome encounter yesterday. I thought we were going to be able to rattle and grunt him in, but he just wouldn't go for it. And he came part of the way, he just wouldn't finish. So we're excited. We checked the camera. He came in night before last a couple of times, so he's hanging close. Hopefully he's going to be out cruising looking for does this morning, and we'll get another chance.
You're after a specific big buck. Usually you've got up till about the 10th of November, and then after that, they're liable to start roaming. I know this is his home range, but it's nothing for a deer to get on a doe or just go, rambling during the rut for 2 or 3 miles at least. So hopefully we'll get another crack at him within the next few days.
Day 16 ended with limited deer sightings and building rain clouds, making for a long, all-day sit on the stand.
Made it to the stand, raining. We got our umbrellas up, camo up. I'm gonna take my rain jacket off, put my hunting coat on, and get ready. But it's going to be an exciting day. When this rain slacks up, clears out, it's going to be on.
The rain didn't slow down deer movement as the buck we saw a few days earlier came cruising through shortly after we got set up.
It ain't letting up, but we're seeing deer. They're chasing does. Little bucks are chasing does. I love these kind of days, though. I mean, this is going to be a fun day.
About mid-morning, the clouds broke and the rain stopped, leaving us with a great afternoon of deer movement.
The doe just busted through the thicket right there. She acts like something's after her. We've seen deer all day. This is like the minor feed time, middle of the day, 1 o'clock, 1:30. And nice 9-pointer following a doe down through there. So, I mean, we just need Whiplash in range.
Now this is a prime example of the rut in full swing and why it's extremely important to stay on stand all day during this time of the year. You just never know when a giant might show up. We've had small bucks chasing does all around us all day, which gives me hope that Whiplash is still in the area. And as afternoon turns into evening and the does start making their way back to the bottoms, the chasing starts picking up.
Man, it's home. That 8-pointer's grunting, trailing that doe.
My attention was to her back as this nice 8-point was pushing the doe up the hill behind us. When I turned around and standing right in the middle of the logging road, Whiplash, about 80 yards from us. Just as I think I'm about to get a shot, he turns and walks back in the thicket, leaving me heartbroken. But when I'd grunt, it seemed like he would get to a certain point and couldn't find the source of the grunt. And then it seems like he would get distracted by the other deer chasing and just walk off.
He's scared to come in. It's like he knows we're after him. So close, this daggum hot doe up there, and he just fooling the 4 or 5 bucks up there after that doe. He went up there after her. So close again. You know, it's frustrating, but it's exciting, and it's gratifying to know. I mean, it's good to know that he's still in the area. He's obviously, that's his core. We're real close to his bedroom. He saw those other bucks up there. I think they were chasing a doe. He went up there to check it out. He kind of spread them out, rubbed on a tree, come back down that old logging road, and I thought he was going to come in, but he didn't. And so close, man. It's so close, but that's all right. The weather's getting ready to change, get cooler, so it's gonna get good.
He may think it's all right, but it's killing me. I don't know if I can take any more of that. I don't think I held my breath for about 10 minutes.
The next morning, the overnight rain had passed, leaving it cold and cloudy, a sure enough big buck kind of day. And I have to admit, a pretty sleepless night to boot. But this morning, I'm going in early and pulling out all the tricks.
This is doe and estrus. I'm gonna make a drag rag this morning. And then I'm gonna take this limb and I'm gonna make a licking branch off of a tree. I'm gonna take a tree step, screw it in, put it to that, make a mock scrape this morning. We're gonna see if we can fire him up.
And man, did it work. We had this buck we had seen a few times come straight into the mock scrape I'd made before we could even get settled in.
Get in that scrape. It's a buck called beech nut.
And it wasn't long after daybreak that we had a nice young 8-point grunting falling right behind a doe. I just kind of watched him follow her till they got out of sight and decided to do a little rattling. I no sooner put the horns down till I heard JD say, left, left.
Going through the thicket right there.
And here he comes, right where that buck was following that doe. But that sucker is definitely on a mission to find that doe. The upside is that he's on the move early and that doe is hot. He's bound to make a mistake sooner or later.
He's cruising, looking, but we're getting close. My heart's hurting.
The afternoon gave me a lot of time to think about the past several weeks and what I could have done different. Because I'm pretty much convinced we're going to have to make a change because time is running out. If he follows a hot doe off, there's no telling where he'll end up. Yeah, you guessed it. I'm pretty much sicker now than ever. And my old cameraman ain't doing much better.
That's the same 8-pointer we saw trailing that doe this morning.
But sometimes the tides turn, and just when you think you're out of it, you're right back in it.
He's in the road, coming out behind that doe.
He stayed with that hot doe all day, and she's leading him right to our tree. He stopped in the road, then all of a sudden he turns and walks back in the bush, and I literally think I'm going to throw up. I'm thinking once again, we've seen him and he's not going to finish. But he's standing there watching. We got a decent buck in the mock scrape that we'd made that morning. We got the doe that he followed into the spot right under us, and I can hear what sounds like another buck approaching in the leaves close to our left, and he can't stand it. That's what does it. He kind of lays his ears back a little bit and comes back out of the brush, and here he comes.
Shot him in the back. I got him. Woo! Yeah, baby. Yeah! We just killed a giant. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. 18 days over 5 weeks. We just got a lobster. We got it. We did it, baby. We did it again. We just set the world on fire again, baby. Yeah! Oh my gosh. Well, we give him just a few minutes because I hit him through the backbone and come out his rib on the other side. And he went down and he drug himself right in here, and I heard him gargle, so I think he's dead. I know he's dead. I saw him from the tree. Oh my gosh, JD. Look at him. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Look, what a freak. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you. Thank you, buddy.
Well, I generally always call home after a kill, but this was an exceptionally emotional call home after so much thought and energy and time had went into Whiplash.
He's awesome. He's awesome. Man, you know, we have been very persistent. We hunted for probably, I don't know, a week, and we got a strategy. We found a place that was right between the bedding. There's some big bottoms down here about a half a mile. We've hunted while the farmers have been harvesting the crops, and we had this spot fixed up because, as you can tell, it's a big, gigantic timber cut. It's really hard to hunt. It's without getting in here in like the summer and cutting out big shooting lanes. There's really not anywhere even to get in a tree. We had an intersection of these 3 logging roads where they came together right here. We put stand up, I don't know, a month or so ago. We had another set up on the hill that we hunted a few times, and actually was considering trying to hunt up there some in the mornings because I was getting kind of discouraged with the spot. Even though we saw him 3 times, it seemed like he was hesitant about coming in, but thank goodness for the rut. We had this doe. She eased out, and I heard a squirrel barking again. I mean, right back in here after she came out, and I kept focusing down here in this spot, and sure enough, right where the doe came out is where he came out. You'll see in the footage how hesitant he was to come up there, but there was another buck that came out above us. We could hear him walking. We didn't know what he was. I glanced down when as he stepped out in the road and saw it was a smaller buck, and I just think you saw as he came up there, he turned sideways, laid his ear back. You know, we got a picture. We didn't know about this buck. We got a picture of this buck last year in December, and he had a drop and a big kicker, and he just had a look like that he was going to be special. And I talked about it last year, and I knew this was a buck. I was just so hoping he would show back up, and he did.